Guys, it's Agent Adventures here. We got the Turbo Timber Evolution right here, guys. We're gonna be installing a 7-channel receiver with gyro. This is Lemon RX 7-channel receiver. So we got the Radio Master CX16 also. My favorite transmitter. This is the only one I have actually, which I use a lot because it's a multi-protocol. You can buy it to anything. But 4S2200 50C. And we're gonna take the wings off, so I got a screwdriver. So receiver, let's get it open. So there's the receiver. Also, this has telemetry data, so we can know like how high we are flying, the speed we're flying at, all that good stuff. But I really only needed to know my battery pack voltage, so that's why they had to do the probe here. You stick that in there, and then you stick this pin into the positive lead of your ESC, and I'll tell you exactly the voltage on the radio. So this is Turbo Timber Evolution, guys. So I like that they made a top loader now. You can load it in from the top. But let's go ahead and take the wings off, so I can put the receiver in. So it's just 2 screws for the whole wing, guys. That's pretty nice. I like how they did it. Very nice. So you see the screws, they're coming out. So boom, that should be it. Take this little plate out. And now we can remove the wing. Also, it has quick connects. So the receiver is gonna sit right there in the middle, just about there. It came with a little piece of sticky tape, so we're gonna put that on. Put it on the bottom. Now we should plug in everything. So everything should be labeled, so it shouldn't be too difficult. So you see like this, it says aileron, so we're gonna plug that into the aileron port, which is the second one. We got flaps. Flaps, I'm gonna do it on channel 5. Rotors, channel 4. And then we have this little thing. This is for the lights, I think. We're just gonna put that in channel 7. And then the ESC. Oh, we have thrust reverse. Look at that. You see that yellow cable? Look at it. That's the thrust reverse cable. We're gonna have reverse on this plane. So let me actually put this in channel 6. And we're missing the elevators. Where has the elevator went? There it is. We have the elevator here. Channel 3 is the elevator. My goodness, I'm using every single channel on here.
Yeah, you're not gonna have none of that.
Nope. So there you go. Everything's plugged in now. We should probably bind to it and then stick it down. So we're gonna turn on the transmitter.
Welcome to HTX. Further warning.
Alright, so now we need to create a new model on here. So we're gonna press the model button. Let me turn the screen brightness up so maybe y'all can see it, right? So we're gonna turn the screen up.
So when you gonna let me in fly?
Probably Tuesday maybe, or Wednesday when the weather gets better. We're having a winter storm right now, guys. So we're gonna click the model. Now this is the software I'm using on here. It's EdgeTX. So if y'all using EdgeTX, y'all can follow my steps. So we're just gonna hold the model button, and then you see it says new. This is a touchscreen also, so that's really nice. New blank model, and then we're gonna go to here, model setup. I'm gonna change the name to Turbo Timber Evo. Where's the B? Oh. Turbo Timber Evo. That's a long name. Oh my goodness, actually we should match characters, I think. Oh, Turbo Timber EV, guys. So now we're gonna go into internal RF mode multi. And the protocol is gonna be DSM X2F, which is what this receivers are. So now we can power on the plane, and since we're using all the channels here, we can't use the bind plug, but it has a bind button here, which is really nice. So we're just gonna hold that down while powering on the plane. So let's open up the hat. So now you can see we got the whole plane open here. Everything's open. Look, it's all interconnected. And the previous owner of this plane, he actually has a little tube in here for an antenna. That's really nice. I don't know if y'all can see it right there. Y'all see it? There's an antenna right there. I mean a little like a straw 40 antenna, but I have two antennas, so I'm gonna have to put one somewhere else. So this is a problem right here. This is a IC3 or yeah, IC3. My battery has an XT6. Those are not compatible. So let me get an adapter and I'll be back.
Alright.
I got the converter down here, guys. So there's the adapter IC3, or it's actually EC3, but the IC3 is also an EC3. This is a Spectrum version. We got SC60, but also this is not permanent. The reason why I don't like to use these is because like they add weight and like sometimes you can't trust them. So I also bought a bunch of XT60s. Eventually I'm just gonna solder that on. Solder it on there instead of using this adapter. But for now it works. Also, before you bind your plane, guys, always take off the propeller. You never want to bind to a new plane with the propeller on there because that's dangerous, right? And you don't want to get hurt with these propellers because they're really sharp. So I'm going to take that propeller off. Alright, so now the propeller's off. Now let's get the converter on. Plug in the battery, and while we're plugging it in, I'm gonna hold the bind button. So I'm gonna do it like this. So alright, so I'm gonna hold. If you're doing this with one person, you can do it still. Look, so you grab the plug and you press the bind button, and then you plug it in. So I held that bind button down. We got the red flashing light, look. We got the red flashing light, that means we're in bind mode. And on the controller, we're gonna click the bind button. You hear that? It's looking for a receiver, and it found it. Telemetry check connected. You hear the EC boot up. So we're binding to this now. Now this has a gyro, but we have to do some programming to activate that. Because by default, you hear it, it's not on. So let's check all the controls. So all of that's working. We got throttles. So we got throttle. Now, what I like to do as soon as I bind my planes and I make sure the throttle's not working, I mean, it is working, we make a throttle cut. So on HTX, you go to Special Functions tab, add Special Function 1, the trigger. I like to set it to the SF switch up, override, channel 3, value, -100, enable. Now we have a throttle cut. So look, when this switch is flipped forward, the throttle won't work. You flip it back, now it works. Now on top of that, I like to add another special function, special function 2. Trigger is SF back, and then we're gonna change from override to play sound. And the sound, you can use any one of these, whichever you like, but I like the siren. And then what that does, whenever you turn it on or you turn the throttle cut off, it lets you know with the siren sound. So now we know the plane is safe, we can put the propeller back on. So installing the propeller should be pretty easy. you just tighten this down really good. You don't want it coming off, do you now?
Right.
don't
Call
wanna-
your mother.
You don't want it to come off. So get it on there tight. And then we're gonna put our spinner rack on. With a little screw. See, got a little screw here. And I got my screwdriver. Okay, it's tight now. We're gonna do a quick little power test.
Wait. Let me mover the propeller.
Oh, why are you moving on?
Ayúdenme, me va a dar propeller de tu madre.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely got some power there. It even threw the battery hatch down. Alright, so now let's set up the flaps. You see the flaps back here? The flaps, they're not working. Because I put them on channel 5. So we're gonna click model. Mixes. Mixes. And then let me come over here. So after you click mixes, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna click the plus at the bottom. Oh wait, I didn't click the plus. Click the plus. You can choose from any channel you want here. I'm gonna do channel 5 because that's where I put my flaps. So the switch I like to use is SA. And basically that makes the flaps work, but I like to add a little bit of slow function. So we're gonna click the settings button. Slow down. I like 1.5 seconds. Slow up 1.5 seconds. So now we have flaps. So get the wing. I can show y'all. Flaps. Takeoff. Landing. There you go, nice and smooth, slow flaps. Also got the ailerons. Now they're working in the right direction. So now that I know everything is working, now the elevator is backwards and the rudder is backwards. You look at the tail here, guys. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. So if you look at the tail, when we pull the elevator back, it should go up, but it goes down. And when I do rudder right, it should go to the right, but it goes to the left. So that's a really easy fix on HTX. Go to the output page. Now elevator is gonna be channel 2, so you click edit and you click inverted. Now when I pull the elevator back, look, it goes up. Now that's very little throw. I'm probably gonna make that more throw. Yeah, it's not on the outside hole there, and I don't think it's on the inside hole here. But we're also gonna need to do this for channel 4, which is the rudder. Okay, now everything is working in the right direction. So now we should stick the receiver down in there, right? With a little bit of the sticky tape it came with. So I'm just gonna put it down facing which way? Probably backwards? Backwards or forwards? No, probably forwards. Alright, so now we're gonna stick the receiver down, guys. So I'm thinking I wanna put it like this. Now you see there's a little space where the old receiver was, but the guy took it out. Sold it to me as a plug and play, so take that piece of tape off and we're trying to move all these cables out of the way. And I'm gonna try to stick it down in the center as possible and pointing forward, straight as possible. You don't wanna put this thing in here sideways. Now there are so many cables in here that it's kind of difficult. But I got it. All those cables out of the way. And then I'm just gonna stick it down. Hopefully I get it in the middle. Well, it doesn't need to be exactly in the middle. Alright, there you go. I stuck it down. Now there's a whole bunch of cables next to it. But there you go. You see now the receiver is in there and it's mounted. It's not going anywhere. So I'm going to take one of these antennas and put it in this little tube this guy had here. Now it's a little bit of a... Oh, I should have put it in the other way. Well, that's not good. This antenna doesn't reach, but you know what we can do is just chop that tube down a little bit. Ha ha ha. Who's gonna stop me? Now it reaches. So look, we're gonna stick the antenna inside. Now I pinched the hole a little, so let me unpinch it. Now we should be able to slip that antenna in there. There it is. It's going in. Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, well, we can just tape them down with a little bit of Scotch tape. I think you put one right here like that. And then probably the other one. Maybe facing backwards right here. One facing backwards, one facing upwards right here. So let me get some tape. Guys, so we finally finished. I put those antennas secure, put the receiver down, we close everything up, and check it out. Turbo Timber Evolution, ready for flight. Yeah, the aileron, super fast. Flaps.
No, I have to get out of this angle so I can kill.
Flaps.
Yeah, I'm the wrong position. There you go.
Elevators. Rudders. Oh, I forgot one thing, guys. Remember, guys, we had that extra yellow cable. Check it out right here. I think I put it in channel 6, right? Okay, check it out. So, look at this. So we got forward thrust, right? I flip a switch. What? Guys, so that's it for today's video, guys. Receiver setup for the Turbo Timber Evolution. Hope you liked this video. If you want to see more content like this, comment down below what type of content you would like to see. And that's pretty much it, guys. See you in the next video. Made in flight. Probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, so stay tuned, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Please subscribe and like.